This is an illustration of how a typical short sale minimizes the seller's exposure and deficiency. The example here has a monthly mortgage payment of about $3,000. We're going to assume that the mortgage is about 3 months past due. The mortgage balance or final judgment is $500,000, and the current as-is market value is $350,000. The left-hand column walks through the foreclosure to REO sale path, and the right-hand column, the short sale path. So you can see on the left, we're expecting an REO sales price of about $265,000. That's due primarily to the stigma of an REO property in the marketplace being a major factor on the price that the property can command in the marketplace. Whereas in the short sale case, we're going to get a slightly better price at about $315,000. The costs in the foreclosure to REO case are mainly influenced due to a longer hold period that it takes to go through the foreclosure, the legal process, and through the redemption period, et cetera, to the point where the bank is actually able to freely market and sell the property. The lost interest to date is equivalent in both cases. The additional lost interest, however, in the foreclosure case is $30,000 versus $6,000 in the short sale case. And then there's closing costs and commissions, which are going to be equivalent in both cases. But the bank is going to incur additional costs during the holding property for property insurance, extra tax costs, general maintenance, electricity, water, any HOA dues or assessments that come due during this time period. And lastly, there is the title acquisition fees, which are assessed in most cases for the processing of the REO and the title clearing. Then the buyer's closing cost is the final cost, and that's equivalent in both cases. So we end up netting out in the foreclosure REO case at about $590,000 for total debt and expenses. Subtracting the expected REO sale price of $265,000, we end up with an estimated net loss on the REO sale for the bank of about $325,000. So that's going to be the basis for their deficiency in that case. Looking at the short sale case, because we're getting a slightly better purchase price and we're avoiding a lot of the additional expenses through the holding period of the foreclosure process, we're avoiding a lot of cost. So our total expenses are about $48,000, and the total debt and expenses all in will be about $548,000. Then subtracting the expected short sale price of $315,000, there's an expected net loss of $233,000 roughly. So the bottom line in the illustration here is that the savings of a short sale over an REO is about $92,000 for the bank. So that's real numbers, real dollars. But more to the point, that number is a decreased deficiency for the seller having gone through a short sale versus letting the property go to foreclosure. It's an important point, an important thing to point out because a lot of homeowners are confused. When you talk to them about deficiency of a short sale, they think, well, I'm going to have that. Of course, what gets lost in that sometimes is that the alternative of going to foreclosure will lead to, in most cases, a greater and in many cases a far greater deficiency that they could be worried about.